Hey guys, this is Andrew Richardson and Andrew Coyne from MMA Mania here at Capital Strength and Performance for another Fighter on Fighter technique highlight. So I'm going to be talking about Jack Hermansson, who recently rose from kind of a dark horse contender to very much in the mix when he picked apart Jacare. Really complete performance. He showed his kickboxing, showed his countering, showed his wrestling. And a lot of that stems off Hermansson's ability to get opponents to bite on the feint. Hermansson's really showing false starts a lot, and he does that in a number of ways, whether he kind of, if I'm with Bulldog here, whether he kind of feints towards the leg or feints a jab punk. Either way, the idea is really that Hermansson is waiting for a reaction from his opponent, and then he's going to capitalize from there. And it's almost Dominic Cruz-esque in how Hermansson moves a little awkwardly, a little offbeat, but his constant feinting of offense does a really successful job of getting his opponent to commit to something that misses, and then Hermansson can capitalize. So just as a few examples of following up off these false starts, off these pump fakes, one is if Bulldog just maybe freezes a little bit or just starts to take a step back, he starts to leave, the stance that he is ideally in to defend. I can follow up with a low kick, which is something Hermansson does quite a bit. So I pump here. Great, easy low kick, and if he's moving backwards, he can't really counter me. Something that Hermansson did extremely well against Jacare, who fancies himself something of a counter puncher but can load up a bit too much, is draw out a big punch and then counter. So whether it was the jab or the takedown feint, pump, pull back, and then uppercut, hook, cross, really any number of punches, but in particular that uppercut against Jacare was very effective. And then finally, if he can draw out offense, he can blast through with a double. The easiest time to take someone down is while they're mid-punch. A lot of times their hips will be square, they'll be a little higher up than they were before, and in general, they're just not prepared to start sprawling or start fighting for an underhook. So again, if I use that feint and I draw out a shot, a punch, I can follow through with my own shot and blast him right on his feet. So if I feint, that's exactly what I want, that type of timing. And again, it's not so much a question of defensive wrestling. At that point, I timed it so well, he's going to hit the mat at least briefly. And against a really slick striker in Cannonier this Saturday, that's very likely going to be his plan: draw out some offense, hit some takedowns.